I tried a new lasagna recipe and I can't wait to share it with you. In today's video, I'm making taco lasagna. It is delicious. Now let's get started. For this recipe, you'll need shredded cheese, an onion, ricotta cheese, pinto beans, an egg, oregano, lasagna noodles, taco seasoning, minced garlic, salsa, enchilada sauce, and ground beef. I'm starting out over on the stove top in a large skillet. I have 1 pound of lean ground beef here, and I'm also going to add in a small diced onion. I'm cooking this until the onion is soft and that ground beef is cooked through. Next, I'm adding in 1½ teaspoons of minced garlic, a packet of taco seasoning mix, and 2/3 cup of water. Now stir that up a little bit. Then add in 1 can of drained and rinsed beans. The recipe called for black beans, but we prefer pintos. Let this simmer until it starts to thicken, then remove it from the heat and set it aside. Now for the cheese mixture, in a medium bowl, add in 1 egg. I just broke up that yolk a little bit. Now add in a 15-ounce container of ricotta cheese. I love how this stuff comes out of the container. I wish the cream of soups came out that easy. It does take a minute to get this to a mixing consistency, but you'll get there. Now I'm just adding in 1 tablespoon of oregano. Give that a really good mix and then set that to the side. And now we can get started on the red sauce mixture. In a separate medium-sized bowl, add in a 24-ounce jar of salsa and a 10-ounce can of red enchilada sauce, and give this a really good mix. I know there's a lot of steps to this, and that's partially why I made it its own dedicated video, but all these steps are totally worth it. You just gotta trust me on this. Now it's time to assemble all this. I have a greased 9x13-inch baking dish. I put down just a couple spoonfuls of that red sauce mixture and spread it out into a thin layer. Now place down a layer of the uncooked regular lasagna noodles, not the no-boil kind. Now spoon on 1/3 of that ricotta cheese mixture. It's easier to spread out if you dollop on a lot of little tiny spoonfuls of this. It looks like it's not going to be enough, and I was real skeptical at first, the first time I made this, but it all works out. Now add 1/3 of that meat mixture and spread it out evenly, and 1/3 of that red sauce mixture. On top of this red sauce layer, I was supposed to add a layer of shredded cheese, but you'll see that in a little bit. Now I'm repeating that whole process 2 more times. Another 1/3 of the ricotta cheese mixture, 1/3 of the meat sauce, 1/3 of the red sauce, and here is where I looked over and noticed I forgot to add the shredded cheese layer. I mean, how could I forget the cheese? But I managed to fix my little mistake. Then I added those noodles back on, and I just picked right back up where I left off. Now I'm just adding on the final set of layers. The remaining ricotta cheese mixture, meat sauce, and red sauce. Now cover this tightly with foil, and it's very important to cover it tightly to seal in the steam so that it can cook those noodles. Now this bakes at 350 for 45 minutes. After it bakes for 45 minutes, remove it from the oven, remove that foil, then add on 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. Now this goes back into the oven, uncovered, for 15 more minutes. And here it is out of the oven, and I think you can tell just by looking at it. This is something you have to try. This lasagna is absolutely delicious. It is at the top of my family's favorite recipes. I'm all about fast and easy recipes, and this definitely takes up a little more time, but I think you'll love this. I really hope you give it a try, and I hope you love it as much as we did. And I'll have the recipe linked in my description box below. Well, y'all, that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any future videos, and I will see you in the next one.